YouTube, how's it going? Frogs Angels back with some more NFL draft videos. And yeah, I'm back with another prospect builder, team builder video. If you haven't seen the other ones, go check them out. We did a big three on offense: quarterback, running back, receiver. We built a secondary. You pick 4 defensive backs, 2 corners, 2 safeties. Obviously, we used a dollar system on those. This one we're doing a little different because we're picking 7 guys. Too much math for me. I know you guys are probably better at it than I am, but you have to decide if you want to do a 3-4 defense, a 4-3 defense, or some sort of hybrid, whatever you're feeling here. So I think this was a better way. The elite guys at the top: Vita Vea, the defensive tackle from Washington; Deron Payne, defensive tackle from Alabama. Then you got Bradley Chubb, the defensive end from NC State; Harold Landry, the edge rusher from Boston College. He can play D-end or that outside linebacker spot in the 3-4. Then you got Tremaine Edmonds, the Virginia Tech linebacker, a guy that can play middle or outside linebacker, one of my favorite players in the draft. And then Roquan Smith, the Georgia linebacker. So you're only allowed to pick one of those guys from the top. And then on to the middle row, you're allowed to pick 3 maximum. They consist of Maurice Hurst, the defensive tackle from Michigan; Taven Bryan, the defensive lineman from Florida; Marcus Davenport, the D-end from Texas San Antonio; and then you got Josh Sweat, the edge rusher from Florida State; Rashaan Evans, the linebacker from Alabama; and Leighton Vander Esch, the Boise State linebacker. And then the bottom row, there's no max to that. You can really pick every single one of these guys if you wanted to. You don't have to pick any guy on the top. You don't have to pick any guy in the middle. Well, you're going to have to because there's only 6 in the bottom. But if you don't see a guy on here too, consider them with the bottom row if you want to throw one of those guys. So I want to see your guys' comments. That's the purpose of these videos. I want to see your guys' teams. But to go over the bottom row guys: B.J. Hill, the defensive tackle from NC State; Rasheem Green, the D lineman from USC; Sam Hubbard, the DN from Ohio State; Lorenzo Carter, the Georgia edge rusher; Ogbonia Okoronkwo, the outside linebacker from Oklahoma; and then Malik Jefferson, the linebacker from Texas. So, yeah, I want to see your guys' teams. Let me know if it's a 3-4 team, 4-3 team, whatever you want to do. There's really no limits. If you, an example, Lorenzo Carter, if you want to put him at D-end, even though maybe that's not his best spot, you go ahead. I don't care. As long as it's realistic. You're not going to put Vita Vea at linebacker, you know. So if you want to put, really, you can put in middle linebacker, outside linebacker, whatever you think works. No judging. I'm just curious to see your guys' teams. I'm going to give you a few of my teams here, and then we're going to go back to this screen so you guys can see these guys again. I'm a 4-3 type of guy. I prefer the 4-3 defense. So who did I choose from the top row? Of course, I chose Bradley Chubb. He's going to play D-end. And then at the other D-ends, Marcus Davenport. So Chubb with Davenport, pretty scary there on the ends. Got some good pass rush. Then the D tackles, Maurice Hurst was the second row. Good 3-technique defensive tackle for the 4-3 defenses. And then B.J. Hill was only worth 1, so I threw him in there. And then your linebackers, Rashaan Evans was from the middle row. Malik Jefferson and Lorenzo Carter were for the bottom row. Lorenzo Carter, a good steal from the bottom row. Mainly a 3-4 outside linebacker, but some believe he can play that 4-3 outside linebacker spot. So I'm giving him a try there. Only worth the bottom row. Pretty good steal. So I'm going to try him out there. So this is my 4-3 team. Rashaan Evans, maybe in a 4-3, is a better fit in the outside spot, but I think he can play the inside spot. Obviously, in a 3-4, he'd play inside. Very talented guy. So I like Rashaan Evans a lot. Good steal in that middle row. And then on to my 3-4 team that I built. A little trickier for me. My top row, I chose Tremaine Edmonds. One of my favorite players in the draft. I think he can play inside or outside linebacker. In a 3-4, I put him inside. Again, I have Rashaan Evans in there. I like him a lot on the inside. And then my 3-4 outside linebackers, my edge rushers, I went with Josh Sweat. Good deal there in the middle row. Then to switch it up a little bit, Okoronkwo from the bottom row. And then the D-lines where it gets tricky. Rasheem Green makes sense there at a 3-4 D-end. Taven Bryan, maybe some can believe he's more of a 4-3 D tackle. I want to see him at the 3-4 end spot. I think that's more of his true position. We'll see if he actually gets drafted there. So I went with him there. And then we went B.J. Hill again at the nose tackle here. It may look like I'm a huge B.J. Hill fan. I do like him as a prospect, but the tricky part if we pull back, let's bring this back up. Really, the only guys that can play both 4-3 D tackle and a 3-4 D tackle are B.J. Hill, and then the top two guys, which I don't know if I want to use my pick one on Vita Vea or Deron Payne. Maybe some of you guys will, but I think I'd rather use it on a Chubb, Landry, or Tremaine Edmonds, or even a Roquan Smith. So that's why you see B.J. Hill repeated. I'm not like a giant fan of him. That's just how it is, how it ended up. And then so that was the 3-4 team. For fun here, I went with your 4-3 hybrid defense. The Leo, the Seahawks used to run it. It's Gus Bradley's defense really right now for the Chargers. It's a hybrid off the 4-3. So who else to play that Joey Bosa spot than Sam Hubbard? So I threw Sam Hubbard in there. It was in the bottom row. B.J. Hill shows up again. Maurice Hurst plays that D tackle spot. Basically, I wanted to get one with Harold Landry because I'm a big Harold Landry fan. He plays that Melvin Ingram spot where he is a D-end / outside linebacker hybrid. Who else is better than Harold Landry? And I thought this was a perfect spot for Lorenzo Carter as well, a guy that is viewed that played 3-4 outside linebacker, but is viewed to maybe be just a regular linebacker. So what a perfect spot for him, I think. And then your two middle linebackers, Leighton Vander Esch is your true middle linebacker here. Then Rashad Evans is inside, but has the ability to go a little outside here in this hybrid defense. So I wouldn't run this defense. I'm more of a 4-3 guy, which is very similar to a 4-3, but just for fun here. So you guys go ahead, pick your defense. Let me know who your front seven is down in the comments. If you haven't done your big three on offense yet, go do that. And your secondary. Put your whole team together for this upcoming draft. Just think of it as take your team and their whole front seven is gone. You're rebuilding it with this. So maybe you want to use your team's defensive scheme, your coach's scheme. So a little fun activity here as we're getting closer to the draft. So please let me know what you guys think. Follow us on Twitter, frogs_angels, link in the description. Discussions on there about these. So that'll do it for this one. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Check out our other videos. We got plenty of draft coverage already on the channel and more to come. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.